Hello. Typically, I let the comms run for my videos, but I'm just going to commentate over this one because I think I ended up doing a lot of mumbling when I was trying to talk during it. So, yeah. Anyway, it lets me get a good little rant in at the start about my thoughts on Frost and Mythic Plus this season and the new Affix, um, which I actually don't think Frost is that bad. It has felt bad when I played in Freezing Rain, and I haven't played much Freezing Rain with it. I've been playing more Splay Ice dungeons, so that'll probably change as I get like a better feel for that. Um, but right now, it just feels like we're actually at too low of a key level to really see Frost be shining. It's the key level where you have these burst classes that just annihilate every pack, especially because it's tyrannical. So when I was riding with like a MM Hunter earlier on in the week, I was doing no damage. I mean, literally no damage. It was very bad. Your Icy Veins also feels a lot less smooth because you're getting less Frozen Orbs out because of the Blizzard CDR nerf, but that's a little bit mitigated because a lot of time the groups that you're going to be in when they're going for this seasonal affix, they're going to want to kill which is the square or circle. Sure. Okay, well, it's a cooldown reduction one. And that'll allow you to, get some cooldown reduction on your Frozen Orb, as well as your Icy Veins, which is more important at, like a lower level where you're not able to like chain your Icy Veins between packs. So, yeah. Other than that, this is going to be a time where you really, really want to be Night Fae, because having that extra CDR on your Frozen Orb will make your rotation a lot smoother. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be like, very smooth for the Frozen Orb, but it's not really. The way that worked in like 9.1 is you would, do your Blizzard, your Frozen Orb, and then you would shifting power, and like during your shifting power, your Frozen Orb would come back up, even on small targets. Yeah, that doesn't happen here, which makes it feel a bit strange. You're channeling you full channel your shifting power, and then you still have like a few seconds left to wait for your shifting, or for your Frozen Orb. So, yeah, it's not great, but I think Frost still does feel like it can perform well in keys. I mean, that's what this is about, right? Because I'm posting this because I did well in this key, so. And then I will probably post some heroic raid footage over the next few days. I think we'll probably start with Laundress tomorrow, and yeah, maybe that'll give you guys something to learn from, or if you're just, I don't know, curious about it. Oh, it won't have a clickbait title, but it'll probably be like, oh, big damage Laundress. I don't know, we'll see. I have played some Arcane recently in keys, and that it felt a lot smoother. When I was looking at the DPS meters as Arcane, I felt like, yeah, I should be doing this much damage. Whereas a lot of times when I'm playing Frost, I'll just be like spamming Ice Lance and Powered Ice Lance on 2 targets, and I'll look at the DPS meters and I'll be like, how the hell am I this low in DPS and not at like 18k or something? So. I'd be interested to know like a little bit of your guys' thoughts on the new raid as well. Obviously we haven't seen like the last 3 bosses, which could make the raid miserable, but so far there's a few ones that I think are pretty fun for Frost. Looks like Dasune, don't really know how to say his name. That looks kind of fun, just because you get a little bit of cleave thrown into a single target fight, and the rings don't really matter for us because we can blink over them. And then Prototype Pantheon looks like it'll be really fun as Necrolord Frost once we get the double legendaries, just because you'll be spamming Frostbolt with Slick Ice and just kind of scaling out of control on 4 targets, which will be really fun. And Anduin just looks like he's got some mechanics. Those mechanics are just good to work out. They have made some questionable nerfs on him. They nerfed like the ads in his intermission phase by 25% HP. It's like one of those things where it doesn't really make sense for Blizzard to do that, because they're a padding mechanic. If you ever did Council of Blood, it's like the waiters in Council of Blood, and all they exist as is just like filler that does extra damage to you that the healers have to heal through, and so your boomkins just starfall to kill them. But on Anduin, what they allow you to do is really pump a lot of damage into the boss because he's taking 200% increased damage during that phase. So you get a lot of funnel, which, you know, Frost Mage really good at, into the boss at that time, and decreasing the HP of these like ads just makes it so you get less time to funnel before, you know, your people AoE everything down, which is not great. It's a really similar vein to how Ner'zhul was kind of ruined a bit by nerfs. They nerfed like the orb HP a lot for no reason for Mythic Ner'zhul last year, and that just resulted in it becoming a single target fight instead of like a fight where cleave or split cleave was kind of important, which, you know, hurt Frost on that fight as well. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll still be in a good position for Anduin because he does have a lot of low target cleave. He has a lot of other stuff as well. Yeah, so I think we 3-phase Ingra here, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess the Warlock's like Tyrant didn't line up well with the burn phase. I'm not sure if I mentioned this because like I started and stopped this recording like 3 times, but there will probably be less Mythic Plus videos this season because I think I'm just not going to be pushing. It doesn't look like my current push group is going to be pushing, so yeah, we'll have to see about that. But I'm not sure how much I want to pug to find another one. On the good side, you know, I did get 1 tier piece from when we cleared normal. I got 1 tier piece from normal Anduin, which is Haste Mastery. Wow, we love that as Frost Mages. Not really, but it does mean I might get a 2-piece soon. And Frost's 2-piece is actually pretty strong. It's like 750-ish DPS. It's a lot stronger than I thought it would be in comparison to Fire and Arcanes. Fire and Arcanes is a lot worse. So for their 2-piece, that is. Also, if you missed the change, because it was pretty easy to miss in one of the hotfixes this week, they made it so bolstering doesn't apply to bosses anymore. So you can actually just pull however much you want into bosses and not worry about bolstering it. So they really can nerf bolstering to be a lot more manageable, which is really nice. Now if they would just remove explosive, we would be happy. But I was you know, I've obviously played a lot of Lost Ark. I think that's a pretty common trend amongst WoW people. And I came back to do like a key before 9.2 and it was quaking. And when I was doing the key, I just didn't realize how annoying it was to have quaking until you've like played a game where it doesn't exist for a really long time. So I mean, at least the race world first starts next week, though. That'll be very interesting. But it does feel like with how fast like the heroic bosses are dying this tier, in 2 weeks or whatever, when we get our double legendary, it will be just a joke to clear heroic. Which, I mean, typically, like, heroic's not meant to be a huge challenge like towards the end of the tier, but I don't know. Feels like they're nerfing for, ooh, wow, see, this is pretty bad Icy Veins, but this is also a situation where having your 2-piece for Frost is so impactful, because more than the damage it does, it just gives you so much cooldown reduction, especially in AoE, which helps alleviate the fact that we get less frozen orbs, so, yeah. I don't even remember what I was ranting about before that. Mist has always been like Frost's best dungeon in terms of kind of carrying the group in DPS, even though they can do, you know, huge numbers in other dungeons as well. Overall DPS is kind of misleading though, but yeah, because it heavily depends on your route and everything, and also how much you're running like padding AoE legendaries. I don't think I will do any. I'll do a like 9.2 Frost Guide probably after Legendaries come out, or maybe when it does. I don't know, or before. I mean, there's a lot of people who have like mathematical analyses on that stuff from PTR. So if you're interested in that, you can look up like Valorant. I think OK Mage did a 9.2 Frost Guide maybe already. Just talking about like what's gonna be good when we get double legendaries and everything. I'm more of a person that likes to play it in game, which I guess means I should have played some Mythic Plus games on the PTR, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that, so. I think it'll be a major benefit to Frost that in Raid, at least, your cleave is going to become changed to Necrolord Slick Ice as opposed to plain Venthyr Freezing Winds, just because you kind of dodge the nerfs that we received to our Frozen Orb and our Blizzard and the Blizzard cooldown reduction by going Necrolord Slick Ice, just because you're no longer relying on your Frozen Orb uptime to actually do damage. Yeah, and also, you know, you have kind of good scaling with high haste, which is good. If any of you, like me, sometimes just like randomly one fight of the night get PI'd by your priest. So he means well. He means well. He meant to click the fire mages probably. This is one good thing about the new Affix, is it I don't know, I said one good thing as if the rest is bad, but one of the better things about the new Affix is that it makes some single target cleave, which is pretty good for us. But of course, we don't want to start our AoE rotation until 3+ targets now instead of 2+ due to the nerfs. This wasn't the best Frozen Orb, but my thoughts here were I need to get Icy Veins back, so yeah. Plus we did kill her actually, so I guess it was a good play. You can see my Frozen Orb's all stuff, and now I'm gonna do this. This was also the first time I potted this dungeon, I believe. That was because I decided I wanted to make a YouTube video. If you are interested in like watching more Frost Mage gameplay, I do stream. I guess typically, which is just my raid, which is like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. EST on like Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Monday. So yeah, and that's just twitch.tv/Manather Mage. But yeah, like I said, probably won't be doing much pushing this season, so I don't know if I'll be streaming much Mythic Plus. It's yeah, for the next few weeks I'll probably be doing 8 keys a week. I do need to do a few more this week. The next week I can farm my Changeling, which I swear, Changeling hates me. I've been looking at its uptime. It's always like 15% uptime for me. It's horrible. I got very lucky in dodging that. And oh, did I just get meleeed? Is that how I died? Huh. Our tank's playing Night Fae Kyrian. Or sorry, no, Night Fae DH Vengeance, because he's a DPS main, so it's a bit rough on the threat sometimes. To be fair, I did not use Mirrors of Torment, or not Mirrors of Torment, Mirror Images, which you definitely want to do when you're worried about threat. But yeah. Oh yeah, that also removed my Icy Veins, very sad.
feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body goes up, feels like someone cut my tongue. I didn't know my heart could die this young. Oh, now when I look in your eyes, I feel paralyzed.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone?
Feels like something special when it's only you and I get caught up in the moment when I'm with you, I feel alive. Understand just why they hate, cause now they see me on the rise. Borderline crazy maybe, but I always got you on my mind. See, this love ain't a mystery, and I know we got our history, but I can see it in your eyes, girl, I know that you've been missing me. I give you every inch of me, when it rains, you know it downpours. You're the only thing I got it out for. No matter where we go, just know I'm right there beside you. I can put it in a song and give you something to vibe to. You can hit my line whenever, cause you know that I slide through. And I know you got a past, but that'll never define you. We just need some time to figure shit out.
If you walk beside me, then we'll make it out. We're standing on hollow ground. I'm standing beside you, ready to ride to wherever it takes us. Don't need a guide, I just follow the light. Times like this make us. I don't need a reason, I'm a believer. I'm still breathing, hear me out. I'm beside you now. Final stand on hallowed ground. Final stand on hallowed ground.
And if we figure it out, just know it's coming around again. Feet on the ground again. You've been lifting me up, so no need for a re-up. I got a team from the town that's been moving them pounds again. Baby got me weightless, gravity been pulling me to you. Hollow ground, I'm the chief of your tribe, the vibe Zulu. Divinity, align, Mulan, I ride Mushu. But the flame a little bigger, I'm bringing the fire to you. Ignited inside, soon you gonna.
If you walk beside me, then we'll make it out. We're standing on hollow ground. I'm standing beside you, ready to ride to wherever it takes us. Don't need a guide, I just follow the light. Times like this make us. I don't need a reason, I'm a believer. I'm still breathing, hear me out. I'm beside you now. Final stand on hollow ground. Are we all just lost at sea? Sink or swim looking for signs. Still got hearts, we feel them beat. Pull you in closer to mine. When I don't believe in myself, you see the best in me. And I know sometimes I'm not